All right, all right, all right. We are back. Today was a rather one-sided market, so I don't know how. I don't think this will be too long because we basically got to explain a down move and then it's forever up. So, but we will break it down through all the time frames again. You can see today's daily candle right here, a monster. It did bounce off the top of an hourly breaker. I thought it was going to go a little bit deeper into this zone before it left. But it didn't. Top of that, I was pretty busy this morning with work and I had to get there a little bit earlier, get to the gym a little bit earlier. I go to the gym in the morning and at night. Cardio in the morning, weights at night. Try and get everything done over here. But yeah, so I had to shift up my whole schedule. I had to hurry, so I didn't have a lot of time to be on my phone to, see that rejection. Unfortunately, the last little rejection was right in there. If you look this, that's for a later time frame though. But anyways, big time frame. Last time it was up here for a while. This is the day. I'm not sure. I think it was. It had to. Maybe it was. I don't know, but I remember specifically one time. Well, you never want to guess the top, right? But it might give. This is just a theory, okay? After it breaks an all-time high, okay, it may hang around this zone and give everybody a shot at getting short. I don't know, like Asia session, London session, then it could go. You'll get the Judas swing, and then it will go in New York Open. Sometimes that will happen. Or I saw it once, and I was like, you keep trying to. At the end of the day, catch the top and short, and you get ran over, and then you could even try in Asia, and I'm sure there's maybe a couple spikes up here. We'll check it out, maybe not, but you continue to get ran over. It may leave in Asia, we don't know, but then last time it made an all-time high. Judas swinged and hit itself. Anyways, like I said, we're gonna get down through these time frames. Expeditiously, a little bit faster maybe, but I do still continue on to be thorough. Again, here's the hourly chart. Pretty simple, right? Doesn't look simple because I got all these damn lines, but it's basically every single hour is a green candle except for this 1 hour. So it's a pretty one-sided market today. Okay, it did dump right here. Took this high, closed here, opened, came to the high again. This would have been a good short pre-market. I don't think I'm going to look at that too much. We could check it out real quick though. That'll give us a little bit more cover. But then this blue line right here that we see, that is 50% of this hourly candle right here, which is the high of a breaker. Again, I thought this was set up so ripe. I said, look at these three lows here. Whoa. Again, what did it do? And if I looked at it a little clearer, maybe this would have helped me. It's climbing the ladder on this. And, okay, so we get a rejection all the way above this BISI. And above 50% of this new week opening gap. Kind of rejects off of it again. Rejects. This is the hourly. Again, hourly. It rejects off of, after it rejects off of 75 here. It rejects off of 50 here. Again, closes over the breaker. The breaker's still valid. 50% mean threshold of that breaker still. That's what we don't want to see any candles close under it. This right here. Rejects off of the, okay, so 25, 50, 75, 1. It climbed that ladder perfectly. And every single one of these bodies closed. All right, I wasn't tuned up. And this last little rejection, and it's even, none of these candles are even, hourly candles are even closing on the other side of this new day opening gap from 811. So this, boom, 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 and then the final rung of the ladder, and it takes off for the day. Cool. Again, I thought I was going to go a little bit lower. I thought I was going to take these. But now that I'm seeing it now, this makes a lot of sense. I put more weight, and that's maybe my fault. That's maybe something I could look at. I was looking down here because I love breakers, right? And so I was ignoring the importance of this fair value gap, which has been holding strong now for a while. So that's my fault. Now we got another breaker here and fairly balanced price. We'll see what happens in this zone if it trades back to it. Last up close candle. Now if we get an hourly close underneath this 50%, then we look for maybe a inverse breaker, or an inverse breaker, inversion breaker. So it's maybe we'll use it because right now we're expecting it to ping off of it like it did. Like it did this guy. 50% of this guy, right? That was pinging off of 50%. This is the same situation. This is the same situation right here. We got a low, or this is really a low, I guess you could use. A low, a high, and a lower low. So that's a breaker. We got actually a double breaker situation. So if it ends up beating this candle on an hourly close past mean threshold, that's something interesting to see. We'll wait for it. We'll see what happens there. And I think down here, if it does trade down, this would be a great take profit zone right here, in my opinion. All right. That's maybe what I'll look for. Okay, so now let's break it down. We got to the hourly. Let's go straight in. Let's see what the 15-minute looks like today. So here's the day. We got the new day opening gap labeled up here. Boom. It is kind of nice to trade in new zones because any hourly candles that form in here, you're only looking at that. You're not looking for a hidden old value back there. Or you're like, oh, why did it respond there? And it's just something that was fairly far back there. And again, I am not a Jedi yet, and so that's why my charts are busy. I like to look at this stuff. So I'm doing these journals every night so I can stay in tune with everything that's going on with this 15-minute chart. It's kind of crazy. You think you missed the move, right? 15 minutes. Boom. And then it trades back down. We know what that level is now, right? Mean threshold of that order block and the top of that hourly BISI. That this thing climbed the ladder on absolutely to the T. Crazy. This breaker on the 15-minute chart. You could have used this guy. Not the best. Yeah, I wouldn't mess with that. But it is a breaker, and it didn't close. It did close underneath mean threshold, so it is what it is. What do we get? It just kind of wicked these little. It closed through this one, wicked the new day opening gap. What else are we seeing here? Where would have been a chance enter? This would have been a freaking nasty wick to withhand. If you tried to get in on this 15-minute fair value gap, that would have been ugly. Okay. Let's also check the first. Again, and I was busy. Look, I don't even have the first presenter for value gap in here at all. And I need to label these. I have to see what day this came from. I think this is actually Monday, so we're going to leave it on all week. All right. That's the 15-minute chart. Or institutional order flow entry drill would have got you pretty far up there. Though if you order flow entry drill this, crazy. But you would have been, you never want to pick the top, so you might as well try to tag on 845. Let's just say you got out at the top of this candle. Let's say you're expert and you max it. That's 100 points right there if you just decide to go with momentum. Everybody that was looking for that liquidity sweep got ran over and over and over again. I saw two honest, good fakes. Or not, I wouldn't call them fakes, but where it looked like it was going to go down. And then it came right back up. And those are the two I tried, and those are the two I failed. I was improv it, but I was kind of looking for more than it was willing to give. But yeah, cool. That's that. We are good. So let's go down to the 5. Rather uninteresting. Pretty simple on the 15. So here's the 5. We won't throw the fair value gap. Round up here pre-market, which is actually showing a lot of strength in that. What the hell is this? It's kind of cool. It's actually this should have been this was maybe a little tell how aggressively it bounced off of this 75% marker. Okay. And you see the volatility. I think there's one important. I think something it's important is you trust the volatility. This is nice. Where does it ping off of? The first presented fair value gap and the top of that BISI, the old one. Okay, so it comes up, doesn't beat this high. These wicks are. This wick, I'm just gonna take that 50% of that other wick off. Doesn't beat the high. This is kind of, if you want to call this a rejection block, that's all that you got there because it beat the order block with this, or maybe it didn't. Let's say this is it's the last up close candle, right? Yeah, it beat this order block for sure. But it didn't beat the wick. Cool. On the 5 minute. So it might look different on the 1 minute. And then it trades down. Oh, this immediate rebounds, I don't know. This would have been the best entry maybe. To go down to here. But that's kind of boom. This is happening at the perfect time too. This low to go long. And it does feed back into it a little bit. Anyways, 5 minutes, and then it just runs up. So you can see we don't have really too much to talk about today. Rather simple. And I think I covered the higher time frame situation pretty good there. So let's go. Okay, so let's just do this. First presented fair value gap. And then we're going to settings, style, extend right. I'll leave that green for now. Kind of stands out. Boom. Okay. So it went short off of it. Or it went long a little bit. Could have got yourself in trouble, but we're not trading it. Not supposed to. We get the first fair value gap. This could be a good sign. Okay, it inverts the first presented fair value gap with this candle right here. How far did it dig into this guy? We're in the 1 minute now too. This is a good stuff. Not even 50%. Failed to get to 50. We get a little algo signature on the way down. Touches the bottom of this new week opening gap. That's beautiful. That would have been your best entry. Going short. This would have mean threshold would have been a great one. Again, I thought it was going to go a little bit lower, but it didn't. And I really held on to that idea, so I wasn't looking to go long here. Again, I was busy, so maybe I could have, if I slowed down, maybe I could have seen that ladder situation. Cool. What else do we got? Let's go ahead and throw a fib on this bad boy. As it's headed down, what do we see, right? That's what we want to see. Wicks 50%. This old busy is now maybe an inverse busy. What else do we got? And then it dumps from there. And that's the down move. We already know what it rejected off of there. This order block was made after this candle was past it. Okay. So, and it's at the right time. So now once you see these candles, this candle close at 50%, I mean, that's pretty good. You may be able to identify this order block because of where it's at. And also, what did it do? It rejected off of the bottom of this gap wonderfully. And we didn't get a close underneath it. So this could be a good way. Okay, this could be a good time to like say, because as these are forming, these are hard to spot sometimes. But this is like some good context that may allow you to find, or allow me to find, the order blocks a little bit better. It rejects off of it a critical level. Okay. It also signs off on the bottom, this new day opening gap, closes above it. And with that, makes this a potential order block. So now the story is telling itself. This one opens, trades down, opens, goes up, trades down, right? But doesn't close over 50%. And then now you could say maybe technically, let's delete that. Let's include the body of this candle, because technically that would be in it. And that's still 50%. But anyways, and it even ticks it just nicely. So now this is like, okay, that's good. What is it doing here? It ticks the top of the new day opening gap from 811 and then leaves it. Wow. Now we know for sure that's an order block. Where are you going to get in on here on this? The only thing you got here, because there's no inefficiencies to get in on this up chain. This would be the only one. Okay. Rejected off the top of the new day opening gap. Okay. And it closed on the 50%. So this fair value gap looks a little screwed right now, according to our rules. But it already wicked through this one pretty good. So you could assume maybe that this one would become an inversion fair value gap. So what are you going to use to get in on this? It's so now everything but this one is this chain of this. Now this is all an order block. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Because it beat all the bodies. So now let's check out the open of this one. Open of that candle is 671.75. The lowest part of this candle is 670.25. 670.25, and the open of this candle was 654. Oh no, I'm looking at this one. Okay, that's my problem. The open is 671.75, 71.75. This one is the low, 70.25. So by 2 ticks, it gets into this, right? And maybe that's exactly 50%. I don't know. I'm not gonna do that. But it also, guys, it's at 50% of the new week opening gap. Okay. Takes off again. What does it come down to? Clears the new first presented fair value gap from, I think, Monday. Ticks it. Takes off. Cool beans. Now it's in today's first presented fair value gap. Muddles around in there for a while. Looks like this is going to show resistance. Breaks out of it. Comes and touches the 25%. If you just got in right there, beautiful. Then you'd have been good for the day. Set it and forget it, my boy. Takes the high. Boom. High's now showing support. And it just takes off for the rest of the day. Wow, guys, I think that's it. I'm not going to go through all that crap. It's just like, a bunch of meandering. Is it going to go down? Is it not going to go down? Is it going to go down? Big fair value. Like fake down, you get ran over. Fake down, you get ran over. This wasn't really a good fake. This was a decent one. Doesn't take this low to make that breaker. That would have been important. But what's cool though, what we do see is a setup. Maybe we'll go to the 5s and look at this moving forward. We got the new day opening gap for 812 lined out. Bam, perfect. Let's see what it does. If it leaves, I'm looking for a Judas swing in New York. I don't know how that will manifest, or if it will or will not. But that's something to look out for. Last time it was doing this, it kept making new highs. Asia, same thing. New high. I'm sure it's about to make a new high. So, and then London might do the same thing. And then New York will grab them all. Maybe. We'll see. But look at this situation. Yeah, so it's like never pick a top. If it's in all, like, it's doing this, it's going up in a bull market and it's cracked a significant level, like all-time highs, maybe a weekly high or something. I don't know. Like, you got to really, watch out. And we didn't get, like, this was decent volatility. That would have been okay. And you would have, if you, didn't ask for too much, that could have been halfway decent. This is the gnarliest fake out. It's going, it's leaving, and then it just juices. So, because that looks like some trustable volatility there. But the thing about this is there's no, it didn't take a high and then become volatile down on the downside, because that's something you would want to see, like, So never pick a top. Let's go to the 5 minute and check this out, because I want to see, like, okay, so, and this was this guy, this was a little breaker here, and I was actually in on this short, but I was like, oh, we're good, because it made this little breaker in the 5 minute, but it tore past it. I did move down my stop, so I didn't do too bad there. Again, how many times are you gonna get your hand burned by the stove before you stop touching it? No, I don't know. My hands are tough. But anyways, we got this right here. What are we doing here? There's not a breaker on the hourly chart. I'm trying to figure out what it can maybe or may not do. If it swings up past this would be a significant breaker. Let's see a 15 minute. Let's see if we can't find a 15 minute breaker. Okay. See, it made this breaker, but it's disavowing it. It already disavowed that breaker. See, that's why you never pick a top, man. But it could come revalidate it. But if this swings up above here, this would be a pretty good little breaker situation. We got another 15 minute breaker and then another 15 minute breaker. So if it does end up short, like, I wouldn't, test your luck too far. You could come here, right? Because that's like 3 areas of liquidity on the way down. If it comes down, like, I don't know. And this seems like a decent level. What do we got here? That's not a breaker, so it could eat through all that a little bit easier. If this low was lower, I'd be like, oh, it's trying to stick price up there. This is the breaker right here. That's up high. So I would watch this level. And actually, so this would be probably your best take profit area right here if you're in a short, or at least, take some size off, because it could bounce off. Like fair value gap at the top of a breaker, it could just launch off of that back up. So watch out. And it would also have the new day opening gap to fuck with, excuse my language. But yeah, this breaker is something to look out for. This is on the 15 minute chart. Is it on the hourly chart? Look, we're zooming back out. Wow. Yeah, it's on the hourly chart, guys. And there's a fair value gap for it. So watch this area. This right here may be your best take profit, or even mean threshold, or at the high where the new week opening gap is. Okay. Could also wick all the way down, come to respect 50% of this mean threshold, wick back into this fair value gap, and then come. There's a lot of things on the hourly chart. Those wicks vary. But anyways, that's all I got for today. Again, this is my journal. I'm just trying to get better at reading price. So, over and out. Hasta la vista.